Hey everyone, it's Manuel here. I'm with Ross Lindy. Welcome to another episode of Real People, Real Results. I'm excited to interview Ross. He's been absolutely crushing it. He's able to go from 198 reviews to 265 reviews on Google, pretty much all of them 5 stars. And they've joined me today just to talk more about what it's been like working with us, how we're able to do that. Thanks for coming on, Ross.
Sure, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Um, just want to take this moment here to kind of dive into what the whole experience has been like. Just starting off, could you give me a little bit of a rundown about yourself, where you're based out of, and what you do?
Yeah, I, I'm in Pennsylvania, southeast, near just outside of Philly. I'm a dog trainer, and we do doggy daycare along with boarding and like baths and things like that. We do board and trains out of our facility. So yeah, that's it.
Cool. Yep, love that. And Ross has been with us now for just under 2 months since we launched. Um, before you kind of worked with us, can you give me a quick rundown of what you were doing? I think you mentioned you had tried some Google ads. What were you kind of doing marketing wise before working with us, and how is that going with you?
um, Basically, I did Google ads for the longest time, and that worked really well for a long time, but lately it's just not been working. Um, I've tried social media, which I haven't had much luck with. It's just a bunch of n non-qualified leads, people that don't have the money to spend. But yeah, so with since we've been working together, things have been really good. I mean, I've been steady, pretty busy, busier than I was before. So yeah, and the Google reviews are huge. That's a lot of reviews in a very short period of time.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah. And I know you mentioned you were kind of the Google reviews were great, then things kind of slowed down on the Google ad side. How much were you spending on the Google ads, when you kind of decided to stop it?
1,500, 2,500. I kind of
1,500.
went around that area, mostly 1,500.
Okay, gotcha. And it wasn't really working. It wasn't getting the results that you were hoping for, basically.
Now I was spending money and not really getting the return on it. We
I
were
gotcha.
really slow. We had some of our slowest months before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's what we see oftentimes is like that's our whole philosophy is like we focus on nailing the basics, where there's oftentimes so many agencies, marketing companies out there. They're like, hey, let's spend thousands of dollars on ads, whether it's Facebook or Google, and then you got to pay the agency as well, thousands of dollars to get pretty much crap for results. Now, paid ads definitely can work. It's just that you have to nail the basics first. And that's exactly what we do with our insanely fair pricing. Because a lot of guys, a lot of times people don't have the budget initially to be spending, thousands of dollars on paid advertising.
Yeah.
So got you. So you started running the system. You started at 198 reviews. Now you're at 265. Can you walk me through a little bit about what you love about the program so far?
It's been easy. So it's not complicated at all. I just do what you suggested. We got a nice website out of it. And it's all run very smooth. I like you know, uh, one of the things I really like is that when I get a phone call, it's recording that call automatically so that I can go back later and it transcribes it. So I can go back later and take notes if I was like driving when I answered the phone or something like that.
Yeah, it's literally all done for you. It's all set up. All that you have to do is pretty much talk to the customers when the calls come in. And yeah, that transcriber it's recording every call for you. So again, if you're driving, like Ross said, then you can't take notes. Or you're with a dog right now, then you could just circle back later and just listen to the details. Have you had some instances where you missed some calls because you're out on the job and our systems picked that up and then you were able to turn that person into a customer or less so? Are you, because I know you're good with the calls. I know you're like, hey, you're always picking up the calls. Has that been a
Yeah,
help for you at all?
I do mostly pick up the calls, so every once in a while I might miss one. It's nice that it texts them for me and gets them, you know, involved, so that way they know that there's somebody on the other end. They're not just leaving a voicemail. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that speed, you have it. Fortunately, you know how important it is to have that speed. We call it speed to lead. I mean, we didn't invent that term, but a lot of other guys, they will miss calls and they won't get back to them until 4 or 5 hours later in the evening when they get a free moment, because they just don't know how important it is to respond quickly. What often happens is that lead will come in and they'll call the next guy on Google, and so that's where our system, if you do miss a call, it's going to pick that up for you and it's going to text them immediately within 30 seconds, right? And there's Harvard studies on this, which basically, they're saying if you take even 60 minutes, you're 10 times less likely to turn that lead into a customer. If you just wait ten minutes, right, you're still 3 times less likely to turn that person into a customer. So that's how important it is to respond to customers quickly.
I've had instances where I got a phone call. I said I can't take it right now. I'll call them right back. 20 minutes later, I called this woman back, and
20
she had
minutes.
already hired somebody else.
Ain't that crazy, man? And that's thousands of dollars of revenue for the business, right? Most guys miss 2 calls on a weekday, and then 4 to 5 calls on a Sunday if they're not taking calls then. So that's thousands of dollars of revenue every single month right there. So yeah, man, I appreciate you sharing that. And yeah, if anything, be like Ross, take all the calls at the moment if you can. But if not, our system is there to help you out and save that revenue for you. Just wrapping things up for you here, Ross. Imagine you are somebody, a contractor, a dog trainer, a landscaper, a plumber. There's somebody watching this right now and they're kind of on the fence about joining the program or booking a call. What advice would you give them? What would you share with them?
Say that again.
Yeah, for sure. So if there's somebody who's kind of on the fence about booking a call, they're unsure if it's going to work for them or if it's worth the investment. Is there any advice that you could give them? Any words for somebody who's on the fence about booking a call or joining?
You mean joining your company?
Joining our program. Correct, our
Oh, okay.
service. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of different things. I've worked with a lot of different companies, and they all promise you the world and don't necessarily deliver. And a lot of them are very expensive. So you have a reasonable price, and it's come back tenfold. I mean, it's really been worth it working with you.
Amazing, amazing. Well, there you have it, guys. That's it for an episode of Real People, Real Results. Thanks, Ross, for having us and sharing about your experience. And I'll talk to you soon, man.